Good day, Mr. Mehan. We are from Group 6 MGM3113 Organizational Behavior would like to do presentation on our topic today. So I am Shankari Ramadas, manager of this group, together with Donika N, Jagadiswari, Nur Nabila Yusuf and Nur Aina Noha. So the movie we choose for this presentation is The Intern. Okay, The Intern is about a company recruit a senior intern. So since Mr. Ben, who is hero of this movie, is retired and have nothing to do, so he joined the company as an intern. So he joined together with a few interns, and Mr. Ben was appointed to be with the CEO, who is Miss Julius. So at beginning, Miss Julius was not interested to work with Mr. Ben and feel too uncomfortable and too observant. And then she realized that Mr. Ben helps a lot in her work and also in personal. So at last, Julius was too attached with Mr. Ben even after the internship period.
A few core issues are addressed in the film. First, the film addresses the theme of work-life balance. For example, Jules worked hard to strike a balance between a family and a job, which had an impact on her personal life. Second, the film also focuses on the marital issues. Jules' marital problem, for example, her husband will be portrayed as a stay-at-home dad who has given up his career to take care of his daughter at the home. This scene displays non-traditional gender roles in the film. Apart from this, Matt also has an affair with another woman, which makes Jules believe that giving up on her office will give her time to work with a fractured marriage. Besides that, another core issue is the dilemma of mother-daughter relationship in current society. Workload and uneven demands are causing considerably issues in a personal relationship such as the mother-daughter relationship. Lastly, the video discusses the efficiency of modern civilization mixed with traditional values, where the film shows a clash between the current individualist society and traditional community care. Basically, the intern movie helped me to think critically regarding the trouble of balancing work and life, like what could do better to balance their work and their family life. Besides that, this film also assists me to enhance the several organizational behavior concepts like stress and work-life balance, but also prevalence or gender roles, team compositions, and author's masculine environment. The stereotypes of these age interns are touched on throughout the film as well, which can be classified as a baby boomer, however, is full of knowledge and mannerism. Besides that, the intern demonstrates the non-traditional gender roles like stay-at-home dad and working mom, which is considered to be continuous out of the norm.
The first topic related to the movie is about leadership. Based on my study on the subject of organization behavior, among the things that can be associated with this film entitled The Intern is leadership. When talk about leadership, everyone knows this leadership attitude is important for a manager, leader, and so on. Leadership is the ability of an executive to manage, cues, and influence the behavior and work of others to achieve specific goal in a specific situation. The ability of the manager to instill confidence and enthusiasm in his or her colleagues is referred to as leadership. Leadership is also the ability to influence the behavior of others. It is also characterized as the ability to persuade a group to work toward a common objective. Leader must create a vision of the future and inspire members of the organization to aspire to realize those ambitions. Leadership is not about title, position, or flowchart. It's about one line influencing another. From a character in The Intern, Ben will take a retired employee and decide to challenge himself back in the business world again by becoming an intern at a company. His new boss, Julius, decides to build a working relationship between the two. Ben, Julius, assistant coach, devote his effort to perform the task assigned to him in a way that his boss did not expect. Her somewhat helped Julius by advising him in his work and personal life. Ben shows loyalty and respect to his boss because he believes that he deserves more than what he learned. Ben gives his best at a certain level just to make sure he can do his job well to make sure his boss so proud. On the other hand, Julia also had his new trainer by mentoring them personally. He also informed and consulted with Ben about his job duty to perform the duty better and be heard by the company. At the end of the film, Julie is impressed by the thing that has changed positively in his company due to Ben effort and performance, which ultimately result in Ben hearing in the company. The two of them exchange positive attitude to further and change their ability as individuals. As a result, Ben and Julius can improve their personal and work-related performance. So, in the film The Intern, we can see how the employee relationship with the manager try to calm down in the workplace. Although at first their relationship is not very good and it is difficult to understand each other when they often work together, share opinion, talk each other about work, and eventually they manage to build a good relationship at work or in the public.
The topic related that I chose is communication, which is chapter 9 in MGM3113 organizational behavior. So, what is related to this movie is selecting media. So, they select the media of email and speech feedback was chosen for use in this movie. So, there are some key communication competencies, which is like non-verbal like touching, facial expression, body movement, and also active listening. They have listened to their instructions and act on it. So third is about gender and generational differences in communication. They are gender different because the intern, who is Mr. Ben, is male, and his CEO, Miss Julie, is female. And also the gender differentiation, like Julie is like 30 years old, and Mr. Ben is 17 years old. This is the generation different. So the next is the TED 5-step protocols. There are 5 steps. First is okay, step 1 is frame your work, frame your story. Second is plan your delivery. Third is develop your stage present and plan your multimedia. And finally is put together. So these are the 5-step protocol has been used in this movie, The Intern. So finally, the communication here used is managing boss. So managing boss is very interesting, interestingly storied in this movie, and this is recommended, and the communication is well developed in this movie actually.
Next, I'll be explaining the third topic related to the movie. Managing change and stress from chapter 16 were found in the movie The Intern. As you can see, there's 2 forces of change in chapter 16, in which the first one is external forces. So this can come from the competitors or the organization itself. And the second one is internal forces. This can be subtle, like low levels of job satisfaction, feeling down, or not receiving any support from the management. Following are the 3 elements of managing change and stress. First is inputs from the movie characters. So we can see that the factors of Jules' stress comes from 2 factors, person and situation factors. So as she's having problems with her relationship quality with the investor and the relationship with her new senior intern Ben as well. So moreover, Jules feels so stressed with her investor because she feels that she already did well enough to manage the company by herself, but unfortunately the investors sees otherwise. Next is the process. So Jules tries her best at individual level as well as a group or team level. Jules tries her best and starts to accept her new senior intern ban, and also the fact that she needs to find the new potential CEO for her company. So Jules herself tries her best to connect with the rest of the team and give the recognition that they deserve. And the last element is the outcomes. After all the changes and progress that have been made,
At the end of the movie, Jules' character develops her own potential and is capable of overcoming her stress, problems, and mental well-being. So along the process, Jules later decided to become the CEO instead of hiring someone for the position, as she believed in her credibility running the company, as she knows the company better than anyone and made the investors believe in Jules' potential again.
First of all, I would say that this movie is a really nice movie, and also I will definitely recommend this movie to others to be watched. Okay, as a conclusion, the key takeaways from this movie are: the first one is professionals are prone to emotional reactions, but they are evaluate and manage them according to the circumstances. Okay, this state that professional people are good in manage their emotional according to the situation that happens around us. In this movie, we can see through, even though Mr. Ben go through a lot of discomfort situations, he still managed to handle it with patience and calm as well. Moreover, when Jules ignores him and also never give Mr. Ben any work to do, but he still wait patiently for a reply as well, because Mr. Ben is really eagerly waiting to do work under Jules. So the second key point is not making superficial judgment about people based on their age and optimizing their talents. Okay, this says that we cannot underestimate the people based on their appearance as well. So this statement we can clearly see in this movie where Mr. Ben, even though he is already 70 years old, but his work and his dedication on his work is equal as the teenager. Somewhat say it is more than teenage. He's very productive and he also look very professional in his work as well. Okay, the third one is the phrase which is, you are never wrong to do the right thing. Okay, this phrase is said by Mr. Ben to Jules when she feels very low. Okay, this explains that the right things that we do to us and also people around us, so the action to achieve the thing is never go wrong anyway. Okay, as the last point for conclusion is there are 4 lessons to be learned from this movie. So the first one is not too late to learn. Okay, this movie proved that learning process is holistic and everyone is learning throughout their life as well. Even though child, teenagers and also old people learn in their lifetime. The second one is no more gender discrimination in an organization. Okay, in this movie we can see that not only male, even though female also can lead a big company, for example Jules. The third one is always value experience. Okay, sometimes people won't agree to the old people, but from this movie we can learn that old people are more experienced than others as well, so we should value their advice as well. So the last one is success is determined by healthy life. For example, Mr. Ben always want himself to look professional to others, and he wakes on time and he do everything in a correct way. So this is the first step to be success, which is a healthy lifestyle.
About reflection on this movie from my point of view is, don't simply judge a person by their look and their age. They are experienced more than us actually. So second is teamwork and communication is very important. Any of the problem will be simply solved by the communication between the team members and also in family members actually. So third is appreciate simple things in workplace will make better feels. So we appreciate a simple thing will make us happy, and the person who get the credit also will be happy, and the consequence is they will be happy in working and deliver their best in their work.
I really like the intern movie as it gave me such a realistic storyline. The first thing that struck my mind when watching this movie is that healthy habits are the key to the success. From the movie I saw Ben go to the bed by 10 p.m. and wakes up at the regular time, and he also exercised regularly for his favorite song. So I need to do this immediately in my life because my sleeping hours have changed due to the assignments and the studies. Second, this film teaches me to not to underestimate people as well as keep faith in myself. I should never doubt myself after this, as if I were the best at everything or not. This movie also enhanced my mind with the quote that it's never too late to learn new things, as Ben in the movie is 70 years old retiree who is full of life and is always exploring new things. So, like Ben, I should be willing to change with the changing times and willing to step out of my comfort zone to explore the wonders of the new age world. As a student now and an employee to be, I have got to get to know the actual scenarios of the working environment. I believe that discussing this organizational behavior in the undergraduate teachings and learning process provides a good platform for us, especially for students, to develop a better relationship with industry in the future. Not only that, I am able to analyze and emphasize the importance of the work or career related topics through this class because it is one of my many ways to prepare students for the workplace in the future. Many thanks to Sir Mehan for sharing all the informative knowledge with us.
The reflection from the movie is the movie reflects the possible bond or positive relationship that can be achieved in an organization. I really like the fact that the film focuses on the positive aspect that can be achieved and see between a manager and an employer. Aside from the OB concept that is applied in this film, I also like the fact that it portrays an impact that it do not really affect a performance of an employee in a given organization. His or her experience as a retired employee is really a significant factor to the future perform well and contributes to the organization. This inspiring film has taught me that a good relationship between a boss and his employer can lead to the enhancement of the organization, which is really important to be able to achieve the goal of the company.
As for me, the key takeaways from this movie that I would like to use in my life hereafter and also pass on to my children is the process of life. So process of life can be very tough until at some point we think that that is the end of our life, but little did we know that it is just one of the process to make the better version of ourselves. So the process makes us appreciate who we are and people that support us during ups and downs. Process can be hard, but after we achieve that we target and looking back at things we've been through, we will be proud of ourselves. And this is the main thing that I've learned from this movie, and I would love to share it with my future children.
Firstly, I would say that MGM3113, which is organizational behavior, is a good and best subject. Okay, in this subject, what's the best takeaway for my future are first of all, this subject trained myself as a leader in the future. This is because through this subject, I've learned that leadership is not only how we lead a team or something else, but it includes our character, our behavior, and also how we handle a critical situation in different way from the others. So the second one is through this I have learned the techniques on how to perform well and also how to be a professional in an organization. I've learned the way of communication and also how to behave with our colleagues as well, and also how should we show our performance. And the important thing is I've learned that the importance of motivation for an employee to look forward in an organization. So I think all of these topics will definitely help me to perform well in my working place in the future.
So I think that's all from us. Thank you.